What's up, YouTube? I'm TF Collector 1218, and today we will be continuing our Transformers Studio Series journey by taking a look at Transformers Studio Series number 2, Deluxe Class Decepticon Stinger. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the package Stinger comes in. You have a nice picture of Stinger in his robot mode there. He's number 2 of Studio Series Decepticon Stinger. Decepticon is debatable. Age is 8 and up, Hasbro. This is from Age of Extinction. Transformers down the side with the Generations and Takara Tomy logos there. Let's move Stinger out of the way. On this side, he is number 2 of the Studio Series with a very nice profile image there. He is Deluxe Class, of course. On this side, that same image, just bigger with an Autobot logo. And on the back, he is big screen inspired from Age of Extinction. Decepticon Stinger from the Hong Kong Pursuit. You have some nice product images there. Transforms in 21 steps. You have your other figures here from this wave. Already took a review of that one. Go check that out if you haven't already. These two will be coming next, backdrop included. And Decepticon Stinger materializes into a merciless man-made warrior. On the bottom, a barcode. On the top, Transformers Age of Extinction. And that is pretty much it for the packaging for Stinger. Now, before we take a look at Stinger himself, he does, of course, come with his instruction manual, number 2 of Studio Series Decepticon Stinger. Picture of the figure there with some other stuff going on that we already saw on the box. And on the back, you have Takara Tomy and Hasbro, and a whole lot of words. Now, going ahead and diving into the figure itself here in the alt mode, this alt mode is absolutely beautiful. We can zoom in here and take a look at some of the details. You see he does have a Decepticon logo there, which is debatable because he's not really a Decepticon, but Hasbro loves to put either an Autobot or Decepticon logo on all their figures, no matter what. You do have black grill going on there. He is supposed to be a Pagani Huayra. I'm not sure if this is officially licensed. I don't think it is because the back of the box does not have a Pagani logo, so I'm going to say it probably is not. But they did do a good job trying to recreate the alt mode the best they could. You have the black windows all around, some black and silver striping going on down the side with the red. The wheels are just pinned on. Would have been nice if they could have painted that black because that kind of like stands out there, but it is what it is. The back looks nice. You have your tail lights there. Would have been nice if they could have picked those out in red, but it's not that big of a deal. Some nice sculpting and detailing here on the back. This side, of course, the same as the other. Up top, you see lots of red, lots of black, not a whole lot going on. On the bottom, he does kind of have a little bit of a head situation going on there, but you can see most of his robot stuff, but that can be expected for a deluxe class. Overall, the figure is not that bad looking in vehicle mode, even though it's not officially licensed. One more thing to mention is these are rubber, so be careful with those. You don't want to break those off. Now let's take a look at the accessories that come with Stinger. Now Stinger here only really includes one accessory, but you do get 4 of them, as you can see, and it is this black piece that is, I guess, supposed to be reminiscent of his tires once they transform for robot mode. These are more so to complete a more movie accurate look in robot mode, but they do store in vehicle mode, and to do that we can go ahead and flip him under here, and you can see you have 2 little posts right here, and a post here, and a post here, and we can plug one of these on to each one of these posts. You can plug one there, one there, one there, and one there, and you can have storage going there. Now, the unfortunate thing that I cannot seem to figure out with mine is the rolling. These really, really drag the ground. Even when you don't have the accessories tabbed in, these pieces here drag the ground. I can't seem to get them to where they don't. So what happens in turn is he never rolls. He just slides across the ground, which is a little disappointing. But overall, I think he looks really, really good in his vehicle mode, even though it's not officially licensed. I think they did a really great job trying to capture that Pagani Huayra look. And overall, it's not a bad vehicle mode at all. So let's go ahead and transform this guy to his robot mode. So to begin the transformation for Stinger here, we're going to start by, of course, just coming under here, removing all of these little pieces. getting them out of the way and throwing those off to the side. Now what we can start by doing is coming here and just lifting that piece up like so, and then you can come here to the sides, and this can be a fight sometimes, but you want to get these side pieces untabbed. You may have to do a whole lot of wiggling and try to get your fingernails in through the front and just wiggle it out. It will come out eventually, but it can be an absolute battle. And there we go. That'll come out just like that. Do the same thing here on the other side. You may have to go to war. That one fortunately came out a little easier for me. That piece did come down in the process, but we can get that out of there. Now what we want to do is we want to come here to this side, and we want to untab this section from under here. I'll show you how that tabs in here momentarily, but this whole section will just untab, and this arm will untab and swing out. Basically, the arm has a tab that goes into a slot right up in there. This piece has a tab right there that goes into a slot right there. And we can just swing that out of the way. Go ahead and untab this other arm, which tabs in the same way. You have the little tab right there that goes into the little slot right there. And now what we can do with this piece is we can go ahead and swing it around 180 like so, and we can fold it up like that. You want to kind of have that piece in the middle. It will go to both sides, but you want to kind of have it in the middle there if you're going for a movie accurate look in the robot mode. Now what we can do is we can come here and we can push this black piece down like so. We can come here and swing these forward a little more, getting them a little more out of the way. And now we can begin working on the legs of Stinger. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get them out here at the sides. You can see that there is a little tab right there that goes into a notch inside of the leg. And you also want to untab this back panel like so. You have a tab there that goes into a slot up in there. So do the same thing on this side, untab that. And now what you can do is swing the legs down like so and like so. Come back here to these pieces, push them down like so. Come here to the feet, fold them out like so. Straighten the legs out. And there you have Stinger's legs, nice and transformed. Now we can work on the upper body. The first thing we need to do is pull the whole section forward, and then we can go on a rotation journey. You're just going to rotate this whole section. You got to work this arm around this middle piece, which can be difficult, but just swing that around like so. And now we're kind of getting to the home stretch of things here. We can make sure this piece is up out of the way, and we can pull these sections back to fill in that chest like so. Do the same thing here on the other side. Kind of pull that piece back and fill that chest in. We can then bring the arms down like so. Bring the other arm down like so. You can then rotate this piece around, and it sounds like the dogs are having a barking convention downstairs. Hopefully that doesn't last too long. It does sound as if we have a mailman outside. Could it be another Transformer that will be reviewed on this channel? Honestly, couldn't tell you. But to finish off this transformation, I'm gonna have to talk a little louder so the barking session doesn't get in our way. What I like to do is bring these pieces back on the double hinge and push them forward over the shoulder. That is kind of to each their own. And we're going to take a break until they chill out so that you can hear what I'm saying for the end of this transformation. And now that I'm pretty sure that the barking convention my dogs decided to have in the middle of this review is over, we can finish off this transformation, do the same thing on this side, use that double hinge, and kind of pull that over the shoulder. That's more of a to each their own step. You can have them up, you can have them however, but I just pull them over the shoulder like that. And the final step that we must do is we must complete his back. So you can pull this piece up after you rotate it, bring these red pieces down on each side, and now we're going to accessorize our Stinger with these 4 pieces that we've had sitting off to the side. We're just going to tab them onto each of the 4 of these things. Come back here to the red. Get some on the red. Make sure they tab in all the way so they're not falling off on you. And there is Stinger in his robot mode. And I think I'm in the minority when it comes to this figure. I don't think this robot mode is that bad. Is it perfect? No. But is it as bad as people make it seem? I also think the answer to that is no. Let's go ahead and take a look at the details on the figure. Now, the head sculpt, in my opinion, is very well done. It's got the green there with some red and some black. I think it looks very nice, personally. The chest also done well with the black and red all throughout. You can see the car window there. I think it's very cool how the transformation works, how that rotates around into the waist. As we zoom out a little, as you can see down the legs, you have some more red and black going on, some gunmetal gray there on the tips of the toes. The arms themselves aren't even that bad detail-wise. You have some nice details, some of it picked out in paint all through the biceps. You have his little gun here on this side, which it could be a little better. That's a part I do have a bit of a complaint about. It isn't big enough, and it's not like completely accurate, but it's there. They tried. You got to respect it. As far as backpack goes, there isn't one. It's literally just the movie accurate spinny wheel blades of death that he has going on back there. Now, he does have some kibble on the back of the legs, which could have been done a little better, I think. But overall, I really don't think this robot mode looks that bad. Now, articulation-wise, this is where he could use some improvements. The head is on a ball joint, so it can do a full 360 all the way around, even though you might have to work around some things. He can look up a little bit. He can look down quite a bit, actually. You do have ball jointed arms, but these do kind of get in the way, but you can fortunately move them with the little hinge you have going on back there. So you can do a full 360 with your arms. You can go in and out, but unfortunately this piece will get in the way. But if you move it back, then you can go out all the way. You do have a swivel here at the elbow. You have elbow bend, a little less than 90 degrees. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist, unfortunately. The legs are on ball joints. They kick forward that high. They kick back very far. They kick out, full split. They do rotate here at the thigh. You do have a knee bend there, a little less than 90 degrees. And due to transformation, you have a little bit of toe movement. And the last little bit of articulation you get is with these little pieces on the back. This piece can rotate a full 360. You can hinge them back and forth, and the reds parts do have hinges where you can pull them up higher or down lower. Overall, the articulation on this guy could use some improvement. Far from perfect, but also I've seen worse. But I do have to say, I think the articulation on the figure is the weakest point. Now, for a quick comparison with Stinger here, we will bring in the first figure we checked out on this channel, Studio Series number 1, the Bumblebee from 2007. He is posed a little bit, so he really is a little bit taller. But Stinger, either way, does stand a little above him. But I think that these two figures were a really good start to what is most certainly my favorite Studio Series line. And the final thing that comes with Stinger here to check out, that is unfortunately being discontinued in future Studio Series waves, is the backdrop. Stinger here comes with a very cool Hong Kong backdrop from Age of Extinction, and you can see it just says number 2 rather of Studio Series. It says Age of Extinction here with Autobot logo there and Transformers up the side. Nice diorama. You can place Stinger on there. Maybe his back does kind of get in the way, but you get the gist. It's a cool display option if you want to use it, and it is a shame that it is being discontinued in future waves of Studio Series. So there you have my review for the Transformers Studio Series 02 Deluxe Class Decepticon Stinger. And I must say, I think this figure gets more hate than it deserves. Overall, I think it's an enjoyable figure with a decent transformation that you can enjoy if you put the time into it. However, if you're looking at this figure as more of a display piece with articulation and detail and movie accuracy, it's not perfect. The articulation on this figure is very poor. There are some parts of it that aren't exactly movie accurate to the Age of Extinction model and could have been done better. So while I do see why people call for a redo of this figure, and I personally would probably buy it, I don't think this figure is all that bad. It's also not perfect, and for that, I think it's on the same level, really, as the Transformers 01 Bumblebee from Studio Series. So for that, I'm going to give this figure a 6.5 out of 10. Not perfect, but overhated, and not the worst thing to come out of Studio Series. So that is my review for the Transformers Studio Series 02 Deluxe Class Decepticon Stinger. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel. And thank you all for watching. Peace.